What's up, Internet Land? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another Transformers review. Today, the figure I'm reviewing is the buzzworthy Worlds Collide Blackarachnia. Now, a friend of mine, another reviewer by the name of Articulation Masato, link in the doobly-doo, picked up this 4-pack, and he only wanted a couple of the figures. And so he gave the other ones to me, and I got this one here and the Bumblebee. The Bumblebee, by the way, for my 10-second review, 5-second review of this, it is literally the same as Cliff Jumper, except for the colors and the head. So I'm not making a whole new review for him. But I've never reviewed Blackarachnia, and yeah, sure, why not? She looks like she came straight off the clown line. Of course, I know that this is based off of the original toys, original color scheme, which then translated into the original toys, original packaging art. And, you know, I mean, it was questionable back in the 90s. I'm old enough that I remember the 90s. A buddy of mine pointed out to me today that the 90s was 30 years ago, and I hate him forever for it. Yeah, you know who you are if you're paying attention to this, which is probably not. Anyhow, but yeah, so I don't know why they went with leopard print. The original toy had kind of like a dimpled texture on several of the locations to it, and I guess somebody in the art department decided that dimpled texture was like leopard print, and so that kind of turned into something that maybe almost kind of, if you squinted, looked like leopard print on the box art, which turned into straight up leopard print on the Spider Booba. It's weird, but I mean, this is purple and like minty green and orange, so like it's not the only thing that's weird here. But yeah, other than the garish color scheme and the head being completely new, the rest of this is exactly the same as the regular release Blackarachnia toy. So it's useful in that regard. In terms of accessories, she comes with one accessory, which is this little spider blaster thingamajig, which she will hold in her claw. You just kind of tuck it in up by the base of the thumb, and it holds it. Holds it actually pretty well. Even though there's nothing there that looks even passably like a 5mm peg hole, it holds the 5mm peg stuff. At least if it's the full round 5mm peg. So that's something. But yeah, it's not an awful figure. The tolerances are a little wonky. The hips like to hip around. Some of the joints are tight. Some of the joints are loose. Mostly tight though, so there's that. But in terms of articulation, she's got, so her head is on a ball joint, which allows it to go all the way around, and it will look down a little bit on that joint and look up a little bit, and a little bit of side-to-side motion. But then the ball joint is on a hinge, a fairly loose hinge, but, you know, it's tight enough to hold your... So you got a little bit of giggity going on. You've got this, like, you've got a joint here for a butterfly joint, but it doesn't actually move in a butterfly joint fashion, aside from like that much, if you really need it to. The shoulders are like a universal joint, so they go all the way around. They come out and way up. You've got a bicep swivel, though the way it goes is that this part mushroom pegs into this part, which mushroom pegs into this part, so it actually swivels in two places, so you can get the like spider legs out of the way or in the way as you prefer. Single joint at the elbow for barely over 90 degrees, so that's not the worst or anything like that. No waist articulation. Legs go forward that much, go back that much, go out for the full Van Damme. Actually, she'll do like 140% Van Damme. That's not bad at all. Thigh swivel, single joint knee for all of the bend you could ever ask for. This little knee thingamajig will move around. I think you're kind of supposed to keep it so that like the curve kind of all stays curvy. Ankle goes up and down and tilts as much as you want. Tilts both ways actually, so you don't always get them so that they tilt to the outside, but this tilts both ways. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. So, fair amount of posability, especially in the legs. I mean, of course, the arms have got as much posability as you need, but like the legs are really good. So posability is not bad with this figure at all. There she is holding her weapon. And yeah. All in all, fairly clean. There's just a little bit of a backpack here. But I think that's far better than was with the original toy, and maybe even be about accurate. I don't know. I only watched like 4 or 5 episodes of Beast Wars. I could not get into it. You can rage comment below if you need to, but I just hasn't aged well, and I couldn't get into it. So I don't know exactly how she looked in the show. I could look it up on Google if I wanted to, but then I'm just pretending to you guys. But let's get this figure transformed. So first thing we're going to do is pull this backpack out. We're going to grab her by her spider groin and just pull on it until it clicks. And then we're going to take and we're going to move her head all the way around. It'll go through this little section here. And then put this up and then put this up so that the spider booba is kind of sticking up like so. And then what you want to do is, because the spider groin is going to kind of go around like that, like it's going to fully bend on this joint in here, and then you want to kind of like swing the legs around and then tuck them into the section here so that the thigh kind of meshes with that backpack section. And we'll do the same with the other leg. So basically you're bending the leg fully at the knee, and then you're just meshing this in, and then everything else is just going to fit. It's just going to hang out like so. Take the knees, fold them up. Make sure that the spider tits hang out inside the shell where they're supposed to be. Nobody wants to see those things, good lord. Then you take this and you pull this segment out like so. And then swing it all the way around and then clip it back up. And as you do that, you need to bend these like so. So now you're in this configuration where the shoulders are kind of facing forward, but they're like touching each other. And now what we can do is we can start messing around with some of these mushroom pegs to get everything into place. What you want to do is you want to set it up so that all of your mushroom peg, basically these on the mushroom peg, you've got the part where it slots in, and then you've got this like relief cut here. All the relief cuts are going to be facing downwards. There's tabs on the back of these claws. They don't really tab together. They're just there for location, I guess. But you want to put it in this configuration here. Come in and tab. There's 2 little tabs on this weapon, and there's 2 little slots inside these arms. And so while you've got this hanging out up here, you want to tab those in like so. And then bring it all down. And the heels of the feet will go into the claws. And then you just kind of rotate these all the way up. And then bring out all of her little spider legs on these little spider ball joints. These ball joints, by the way, last figure I had that had a bunch of ball joints in the legs was the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah, the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen dude that turned into a microscope. And I tell you what, like within 0 time flat, like all of those little ball joints had broken and cracked. These ones actually feel robust. I've had this now for about, I don't know, a month or 2 or so. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. I didn't mark it on my calendar when he dropped these off. But I've messed with it quite a few times and nothing has happened. So maybe those are nice and robust. Maybe they'll stick around. They all feel tight. And now she's in the spider mode, and you know what? That's not a bad spider mode. It's got the, like, you know, bulbous ass end of it and the, like, creepy looking eyeball end of it with the correct number of eyes, actually. Eyes on the ass. It's a trade-off. She's got a microphone on the bottom so that she can audition for Beast Wars Got Talent. And yeah, it's actually fairly passable. I think it's a really good rendition for a deluxe class figure of Blackarachnia. I mean, aside from the hideous colors, but you know, and the leopard tits. But there she is, standing. I'd have to angle these down slightly to get her to actually stand on the feet because she kind of wants to balance on the weapon. But that's easy enough to do. Because, I mean, ball joints doing what the ball joints do, you know. And that's about it. This was, I gave you guys a short review for a non-Transformers figure the other day. And so I'm like, yeah, I'll give you a Transformers figure. And this is it. I still kind of feel like y'all got shortchanged, but I'll have to find something else around here to review. But anyhow, thanks everybody for watching. You guys are fantastic. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya. Bye.